Hello everybody, welcome back. Just a quick video then. So there's a lot of buzz on my Telegram group, and there has been for quite a while now, about the anticipation or the prospects of Harmony One doing something pretty impressive and amazing. So I'm going to have another quick look at this because I have invested some money in it now, and I'm in two minds of whether to put a little bit more in, to be honest with you. There's a few compelling things about the chart. And there's a lot of homework that's gone into it from people on my Telegram group who do put a good case to the fact that this is likely to do something soon. So let's have a look at those. Let's have a look at what's going on it. So we look at the daily chart, and this is the entire chart that we've got for Harmony One. And normally, when you look at a chart that looks pretty much like this, it's usually a bit of a write-off, to be honest with you. But it is a new coin, and basically when it came onto Binance as an IEO, this is what usually you would expect to see. You would expect to see a pump and a dump, and then at some point in time, there's like a resurgence. But this didn't have that resurgence. However, this came into the market pretty much as the market was dumping in the summer. In fact, it was pretty much exactly when the market began dumping. So in that respect, the resurgence was always going to be very, very difficult for it to come to pass in this time period. So we came in the summer, and as you know, the summertime pretty much until just recently has been pretty low indeed. So when you look at the MACD, right, so you're looking at the MACD on the daily here, it's been doing nothing other than going up, okay, which is a good sign. Usually it's a good sign of something, something positive to come. However, the direction of the chart itself shows completely the opposite. So we're making slow and steady moves up and away, and finally we broke our way above the 0 point here, and we had a bit of a pump. Now this pump is more than a bit of a pump. This is essentially a pretty much a doubling, or well, close to a doubling. In fact, yeah, you might as well call that a doubling from where its most recent bottom was. So it doubled in value, and then it crashed and halved in value, worse than where it came from. So back down beneath the 0 point on the MACD, and we spent all this time slowly but surely accumulating, and this time, and what we see is a bottom here on a daily, tested 2 days in a row, and then sort of bouncing, but slowly and ever so slowly meandering and making slightly but slower higher points. Now you've got to judge this with the rest of the market, okay? So recently the market has picked up, so this coin has also picked up ever so slightly, not much. If you look at the state of even just the top altcoins, which they've been pumping big time, like Ethereum, Litecoin, Binance Coin, even XRP has outperformed one. So the argument that I would, and that I continue to put to my Telegram group is, this is the hopium or the anticipation of this is from their perspective is being driven on fundamentals, and good ones. From what I can see, Harmony One has achieved some substantial moves forward with the technology. So realistically, you would expect to see at some point soon the implementation of that technology, and a reflection in price. But price can't be reflected unless volume increases, and this is very, very low volume. It's what, 500,000 at the moment. I think it's just over 500,000 USDT traded in a 24-hour period, which obviously is quite a lot of money, but in a lot of ways that's nothing. I mean, it's tiny. It's a tiny little pinprick of volume that we see on this coin on a daily basis. Now that could all change overnight, clearly. And this coin would certainly, absolutely 100% be subject to a pump and a FOMO and a dump. But when will this begin, and how high will it go? Will it surpass its high here? Will it continue on further? The chart doesn't really give me any indication as to how far it could go. and how high and how hard it can pump. But when you're looking at the chart, there has been a long period, well, not that long. Let's just have a look at this now. So we'll call it from here. We've had a 33-day of a period of you could call it accumulation, I suppose, and it's very difficult to say, but it does look like it's accumulating okay. You look at the volume, it trades a little bit higher at most recent times, but then you've got to bear that in mind with the rest of the market. The market is also trading quite well. Let me just check to see if this is recorded. Yeah, it's definitely recording, because I wouldn't be bothered to make this video again, even though it's just me rambling and babbling on about something that might not even happen. So let's go down to a 4-hourly time frame. What do we see? We see ourselves getting ever so closer to forming a golden cross. Now, a golden cross could take place on this coin anywhere above the level here, which is pretty much where the last 4 hours has come from. 495 we'll call it. If we can stay above 495, we'll eventually get a golden cross, but it'll take a little bit of time. We need to get a little bit higher than that. We're right in the centre of the Bollinger Band here, so it looks like we might get that golden cross, because as you can see, the MACD is slowly crossing up. I believe Bitcoin is not going to dump massively. If it does dump, it'll be picked back up. You can see, let's have a quick look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's being extremely no man's land at the moment. It's almost like nobody knows what to do with it. It doesn't know what to do with itself, which makes it a pretty deadly and dangerous asset to trade right now. We'll look at it on a 4-hour, or maybe even on an hourly. The trade on it. Let's have a look at it on an hourly. The trading volume on it is well, I mean, look at the state of this. It's not wanting to move out of this range now for a few days now, and I'd probably put the argument to say that it's likely to do this for maybe up to another 24-hour period. We're hovering around just at this level here. It literally doesn't know what it wants to do. Every time it dumps, it gets picked back up. I mean, this was a good example yesterday. I thought personally, okay, here we go. We're going to make another run. Maybe not to this level, but close to it. Maybe we rejected up here, but I didn't expect this. We came back down to test this level here, and then bought straight back up and back into that trading range. A little dump again, trading range, dump, back up to the trading range. It doesn't know what it wants. It doesn't have a clue what it wants. But I personally think it's going to go sideways for a little period more. It might dump again, but I think the dump is unlikely to be continued. But I could be wrong. But this shows pure indecisiveness. Absolutely nobody knows what's going on. Bears and bulls are about as afraid as each other. The playing field has been levelled to an absolute 50-50 on this one, which kind of gives this 24-hour period to the alts. The alts kind of have an opportunity now to start to pump a little bit. That would decrease the Bitcoin dominance, and that would allow things like Harmony 1 to stay above this level and give ourselves an opportunity to form that golden cross on the 4-hourly. Now, from what I understand, there's been developments in the technology as of today, gives it that opportunity to continue to pump, or to not dump at least, and maybe be a bit of a slow burner still. This could be a sleeping giant. It's not margin tradable, so I don't expect to see the huge pumps and dumps that you saw on something like Matic. Dumps would be a bit more staggered, for instance. They wouldn't be straight drops. I mean, we got one here. We definitely got one here, but this is in the wake of Matic. This is a lot of people's profits of Matic and poured into one and FOMO'd in, so you're going to get that with FOMO. At the moment, this is probably the least FOMO'd coin you could find on Binance, because all these top alts and generally alts in general have all been pumping huge amounts, some of them doubling and tripling in their values over the period of a few days. And Harmony 1 has basically been doing next to nothing. It's done okay, but it's let's measure this a little wick from there to there. I mean, that's not bad, is it? That's 17% from that bottom there to that top there, but 17% cannot be sniffed at. That's a big move, but it's not the move that we're looking for. From what I understand, we're looking to be making moves where we're essentially like doubling or more at some point in the not too distant future with this coin. This is what I'm led to believe. But the chart to me looks as though there is a chance that it could actually do okay. Is it going to be the next big pump though? That's the question. So I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. If anything, this is more of a video tailored to the majority of my Telegram group who, like I say, there's been a huge buzz about this coin, because I've got some people on there that do some significant homework and make some very compelling arguments, and also have quite a good track record of picking projects that do actually do very well. This is, hats off to the people who bother to do that kind of stuff outside of the TA. There's definitely a valued skill in judging a coin's value by its fundamentals, which is something I don't do at all, and it's something that I'd like to do, but it just takes way too much, which is why I like my Telegram group, because there's some very valuable members in there that look at these sort of assets in a completely different light than I would. But then it kind of conflicts with the way that I like to judge a coin, which is judging by its chart. So I'm trying to match the two together here. I'm trying to look at the chart and see if there's anything positive, and I mean by positive, I mean we're trying to find the telltale signs of an asset, of a chart that is post pop, basically, which is very difficult to do on a coin or on a chart which has a very small history, less than a year, and during that year it's generally been going down. So it's not impossible. It's just very difficult to give it the green light from my perspective. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if you were to put some money into this though, you will make some money. But is your money any better in this than it is in something like Ethereum or Binance coin or Litecoin or even Bitcoin? Or, as has been proven recently, even XRP has outperformed this. And if you're getting outperformed by XRP, is your coin is one actually, an actual is it worth trading in the first place? Again, I trade judging by the charts, and this chart does look like it wants to do something, but it doesn't look like it wants to do something huge. But I did put some money in. Now I'm hanging around with a lot of Tether at the moment, and a fair amount of Binance coin, because I quite like Binance coin, to be honest with you. But this is a risk. This is a gamble in the way that I look at it. It is a gamble. But sometimes taking that risk is what you need to be put outside of your comfort zone. Sometimes put your trust in people that have a good track record, and like I say, some people on my group do have a very good track record, extremely good, in fact. But it's going against not my gut feeling, but it's going against my skill set. Basically, it's going against my skill set. My skill set is telling me that this isn't going to do something incredible. It's just going to do something mediocre. Sounds a bit too harsh, but it's not going to do a 2 or a 3x anytime soon. Maybe my money is better off in a top altcoin. I just don't know. It's very difficult to say. The fact is, we're about to cross over the 0 point here on the daily. Once we get over into positive territory, then we might start to see some decent moves. We've got a resistance cloud above us. We've got a green 50 exponential, which is above us. We've got 100, and we've also got these right up here. This 200 exponential here is quite a distance away from the 50, meaning that it would take a really big move to get up to here. You'll be talking about, that's an 80% move to get up to that level. And what we really want to do is get above there to remain bullish. So, am I looking at a coin that I will regret not putting even more money into it? I might be, to be honest with you, I might be, but it's very difficult to say. Anyway, this is more of a rambling video of me, in conflict with myself. It's where TA and fundamentals meet in the middle and just cannot agree on the outcome, because they both have not completely conflicting prospects, but they don't agree completely that this is going to do something unbelievably massive. This is where, like I say, if you're buying coins on the back of fundamentals, this is where you can jump in and tell me something that I don't know, and you've got to be able to put a compelling argument for it, because you can have the best technology in the world, but is the price actually going to represent the value of that that utility, or whatever it is that your coin, or your blockchain, or whatever it is that you're doing? Can that technology or that utility be transferred into value? And this might be the coin that proves that. So we'll just sit back and wait and watch. Like I say, I've got a little bit of money invested in it. Maybe I'll kick myself in the coming months that I didn't put more in. But judging by the chart alone, we could be on the verge of making that big move. But as far as TA is concerned, it doesn't say it's going to do anything unbelievable. Even though, like I say, at the beginning of the video, I was talking about how these IEO coins do have resurgences, and they do pop up, and they do have another rally, and the rally in many ways can, in the case of Matic, can completely dwarf its original initial coin offering. So we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, the MACD looks okay. The RSI looks okay. The slow and steady accumulation with a small but steady upwards pattern looks okay. But we'll just wait and see. What the hell? Maybe I'll throw a little bit more money into it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. But yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Please leave a comment below if you agree or disagree, or if you know something I don't, or if you want to join my Telegram channel. You'll find me if you go to Twitter, search CryptoClick. You'll recognise my symbol. Pinned tweet for my Telegram chat. Join in. There's a lot of people on there that you might get value from, other than me. Anyway, have a nice evening. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.